Okay, so you're about to step into a medical physics interview, right? Good news is you've come to the right place.
We're diving deep into real interview questions for this very specialized field.
Exactly. We're talking radiation safety, advanced tech. It's all about making sure patients get the best possible care.
We're going to make sure that you walk into that interview feeling confident.
And we've got RoleCatcher in our corner to help nail those answers.
Exactly. RoleCatcher, for anyone who's new to this, is an AI tool that analyzes job descriptions.
It gives you personalized feedback on your interview answers.
Like having a secret weapon. Right.
Okay, let's just jump right into it.
Let's do it.
I always found that first question to be surprisingly tough. You know that classic, what inspired you to pursue a career in medical physics?
It seems so simple.
Right, but it throws people off. I've heard it.
It is. It's deceptively simple because they're not looking for just a generic answer like, oh, I love physics and medicine.
Right.
They want to hear your story. They
Right.
want to see that spark, that genuine passion.
So how do you make it stand out?
Be specific. Talk about a defining moment, something that really ignited your interest.
Right.
Maybe you shadowed a medical physicist, and you saw the impact they had on a patient's life. Or
Yeah.
maybe you had a personal experience, like a family member who benefited from radiation therapy.
Right.
It fueled your desire to go into the field. Authenticity is key here.
Connect your passion with the actual work.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's where RoleCatcher can come in handy.
Oh, for sure.
Analyze your story, make sure that it resonates with the job description.
Tailor your responses.
Okay, let's say you get hit with this. How would you explain a complex medical physics concept to someone with no technical background?
Ooh, that's a good one.
This is all about communication.
It is. It is big time.
Oh, I'd be reaching for an analogy immediately.
Yeah, analogies are your best friend. For
Right.
example, let's take dosimetry, which is a very complex topic.
Yeah.
But you can break it down by saying, imagine you're using a magnifying glass to focus sunlight on a single point. Okay. The intensity of the light at that focal point, that's kind of similar to how we calculate and concentrate radiation doses to target tumors very precisely,
I know, I like that.
while minimizing the harm to the surrounding tissue. So you're using a very familiar
That's great.
concept to explain something very complex.
It's clear, concise, gets the idea across.
Exactly.
Okay, here's one. How do you stay updated on the latest advancements in medical physics?
Oh, yeah, that's a very common one.
They're looking for more than just, I read articles online, right?
Right, because it's a rapidly evolving field.
Right.
You really want to show that you're dedicated to continuous learning.
Right.
Talk about the journals that you read, some reputable sources like medical physics,
Okay.
physics and medicine and biology. Those are like the gold standards.
Yeah.
Definitely mention attending conferences like the AAPM annual meeting.
And that's the American Association of Physicists in Medicine, for anyone's wondering.
Exactly. It's one of the leading organizations in the field.
All right. Okay. How do you ensure patient safety in radiation therapy? This is all about your meticulous attention to detail.
Safety is paramount in this field.
Right. Safety first.
Absolutely.
Always.
So you really want to walk them through the specific steps that you take.
Right.
You double check those dosage calculations, calibrate the equipment,
Yes.
make sure you're adhering to all the quality assurance protocols.
It's that proactive dedication to patient well-being.
Absolutely.
And I imagine RoleCatcher's AI can give some feedback on that, right?
Oh, absolutely. Because every job description might emphasize different safety standards.
Right.
So RoleCatcher can analyze your answer and see how well it aligns with what they're looking for.
Okay, get ready for this one. This is a behavioral question.
Okay.
Tell me about a time you had to troubleshoot a technical problem.
They want to see you in action, right?
They want to see how you think. Story time.
Yeah.
Everyone loves a good story.
Keep it structured, concise. What was the problem? How did you diagnose it? What steps did you take?
Walk them through the thought process.
Yeah, did you have to analyze data? Did you test different components, consult resources?
And then, of course, how did you actually solve it?
Right, close that loop. Highlight that positive outcome.
Right.
Did it improve efficiency? Did it enhance safety? Let them know.
For those who tend to over-explain,
Yeah.
RoleCatcher can be a lifesaver there.
Yeah.
Make sure you're hitting the right points.
For sure, because you can get lost in the weeds.
Yeah.
But RoleCatcher will help you structure it and keep it concise and impactful.
Okay, I like this one. What are some of the biggest challenges facing the field of medical physics today?
That's a good one. It's a big picture question.
Yes, it is. It is.
It's not just about your day-to-day tasks. It's about the field as a whole.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you can talk about, maybe the need for more research funding to develop even more effective treatments, maybe with fewer side effects. You could talk about the increasing demand for qualified medical physicists.
Okay.
Especially in underserved areas, You're
not just aware of the challenges.
Right.
You're invested in the solution.
You're invested in the future of the field.
And speaking of the future of the field, how do you approach mentoring and training junior medical physics professionals?
Oh, that's all about leadership.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And your commitment to, casting the torch.
Yes.
Right. So talk about your approach to training,
Right.
Giving constructive feedback, fostering a supportive environment.
Share any experiences you have.
Yeah, if you've had any mentoring or teaching experiences, talk about those.
Right, highlight those.
And how you would create that culture of continuous learning within your team.
It shows you're not just focused on your own career.
Right, it's about the bigger picture.
You're invested in nurturing those, the next generation of superstars.
Absolutely.
In the field.
That's a great way to put it.
And RoleCatcher, again, can refine those answers.
Oh, for sure. Highlight those leadership qualities that they're looking for in the job description.
I'm already feeling more prepared for this interview, but we're just getting started.
We're just getting warmed up.
More deep dive insights coming up.
Stay tuned. One thing that often surprises people about this field is the variety of career paths.
Really? Like what?
Yeah.
I have to admit, I don't know much about what a medical physicist does day to day.
Right. Well, the most common path is working in a hospital.
Okay.
In the radiation oncology department.
Makes sense, using radiation to treat cancer.
Exactly. But even within that, there are so many different things you can do.
Oh, okay.
You could be developing treatment plans, working alongside oncologists.
Wow.
You could be ensuring the accuracy of those, really powerful machines.
Right.
Or managing the radiation safety for the whole team.
So there's a lot of collaboration involved.
Absolutely. Communication is key. Think back to that interview question about explaining complex concepts.
Right.
You're going to be using those skills every single day.
Yeah, for sure.
When you're working with doctors, nurses, technologists.
Okay, so what if hospitals aren't really your thing?
There are other options. Some medical physicists work in research, pushing the boundaries with new imaging techniques.
Oh, wow.
Or treatment delivery systems. Some work with government agencies on safety regulations.
Oh, interesting.
Some even work with medical device companies.
Okay.
Designing the cutting-edge equipment.
So it's a lot more diverse than people realize.
It really is, yeah.
It is.
And speaking of diversity, let's go back to RoleCatcher for a second.
Okay.
One of the things it does really well is analyze your resume.
Right.
And highlight any potential gaps based on the specific job you're going for.
Oh, that's useful.
Right.
So if they're looking for experience with certain imaging software, RoleCatcher will flag that.
Exactly. It might save you from applying to jobs where you don't quite meet those requirements yet.
That's really good to know.
Or it can help you figure out what skills you need to brush up on.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Back to interview prep. What are those curveball questions?
Oh, yeah, those can be tricky.
The ones that really throw you off, like, what is your greatest weakness?
Ooh, everyone hates that one.
Right.
But it's a classic for a reason.
Yeah.
They want to see your self-awareness and how you deal with,
Right.
areas where you can grow.
So now I'm a perfectionist. That's just cliche.
Exactly. Don't give them a cop-out answer.
Right.
Choose something real but also addressable.
Okay.
So, for example, maybe you struggle with delegating tasks
Wow.
because you like to have control over every little detail.
Which in a collaborative fields could be tough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But here's the key. After you acknowledge the weakness,
Right.
you immediately pivot to how you're actively working on it.
Okay.
So maybe you're taking a course on leadership and delegation, or you've started giving your team a little bit more autonomy on projects.
Turn that negative into a positive.
Exactly. Shows you're self-aware and proactive.
I like it.
And this is another area where RoleCatcher can be helpful, analyzing your answer.
Right, because it's not just about having the right answer.
It's about how you frame it.
Yes.
Make sure it resonates with what they're looking for.
Okay, how about this one? Why should we hire you for this role?
Okay, that one sounds intimidating.
Right.
But it's actually a great opportunity.
Time to brag a little.
Yes. But do it strategically, right?
Yeah.
Connect the dots between your skills, your experience,
Okay.
and their needs.
So don't just list off your resume.
Right. Go beyond that. Think about what makes you stand out
As a candidate.
Like what? Give me an example. Let's say they emphasize teamwork and communication in the job description.
Okay.
You could say something like, I'm really passionate about collaborating with other healthcare professionals to make sure patients have the best possible outcome.
Right.
And I think my communication skills, honed from years of explaining these complex topics, make me a valuable asset.
Oh, I like that. That's really good.
So you're tying it directly to their needs.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to, mention specific achievements or experiences that showcase those qualities.
Right. Like in my previous role, I led a team project that reduced errors by 15%.
Exactly. Quantifiable results, always a good idea.
Yes. Yes.
And RoleCatcher can help you figure out which of those achievements are most relevant.
Oh, that's good to know. Okay, what other challenging questions should we be ready for?
Tell me about a time you had to deal with a difficult colleague or situation.
Ooh, everyone's had that difficult coworker.
Hey, yeah. But the key is not to badmouth.
Exactly. You don't want to speak negatively about someone else.
Right.
Focus on the positive.
Yeah.
How you handled the situation.
Right.
Professionally, effectively. Choose an experience where you were able to resolve the conflict.
Right.
Or come to a good solution.
Again, showcasing those interpersonal skills.
Exactly.
Which are so important.
They are, especially in this field.
Right. And here's a bonus tip. Always have some questions of your own ready.
Oh, yes. At the end of the interview,
yes.
It shows you're engaged.
It shows that you're curious.
Yeah.
That you want to learn more.
So what kinds of questions are good to ask?
You can ask about the team dynamic.
Okay.
The organization's culture.
Right.
Opportunities for professional development.
Okay, those are all good. What about salary expectations? When do you bring that up?
It's usually best to let the interviewer initiate that conversation.
Okay.
But be prepared.
Right.
You know your market value.
Do your research.
Exactly.
Right, for sure.
And if they ask, be ready to discuss it confidently and professionally.
Makes sense. Okay, let's switch gears for a second and talk about professional development.
Okay.
Medical physics is constantly evolving, right? How do you stay ahead of the curve?
It's so important to keep learning.
So it's not just about getting that degree and then you're done.
No. It's a lifelong journey.
What are some ways that medical physicists can continue their education?
Conferences and workshops are a must.
Okay.
It's a chance to learn from the experts, network, and you can even get those continuing education credits that you might need.
Right, for your certification.
Exactly.
Speaking of, can you tell us a bit more about that certification process? A highly regulated field, right?
It is, absolutely. And certification is essential for practicing in most countries.
Right.
In the U.S., the main one is the American Board of Radiology.
ABR, okay.
Yes.
ABR. So how do you become ABR certified?
Well, after you finish an accredited residency program, you have to pass a pretty intense exam that covers all aspects of medical physics.
Sounds tough.
It's no walk in the park.
Right.
But once you're certified, it shows employers that you're competent. You're a professional.
A mark of distinction.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And don't forget, RoleCatcher can even help you figure out which certifications are most valuable for the jobs you want.
Oh, that's good, because it might be different for different roles. Okay, that's really helpful.
It can give you a leg up on the competition.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about acing the interview, but what about the emotional side of working in this field?
Yeah.
It's life or death situations every day.
Yeah. It can be tough.
That's got to take a toll.
It's not always easy, You're interacting with patients, families who are going through something really difficult.
Right.
So empathy and compassion, they're not just, nice to haves, they're essential.
Yeah.
You have to be able to connect with people
on
a human level while also taking care of yourself.
That balance, right.
Yes, finding that balance.
Being supportive, but not getting burnt out.
It's something you develop over time,
Yeah.
with experience, with support from your colleagues.
It's about building those support systems, right?
Absolutely.
Inside and outside of work.
It's so important.
Okay, let's switch gears one more time.
Okay.
And talk about AI.
Oh, the big one.
Artificial intelligence, it's everywhere. And healthcare is no exception.
No, it's really changing everything.
How is it impacting medical physics specifically?
It's changing how we approach everything. Treatment planning, image analysis.
Wow.
Even patient care.
Can you give me some specific examples?
So in radiation therapy planning, for example,
okay,
AI can analyze tons of patient scans, medical records, research studies, and then create a really personalized treatment plan that targets the tumor precisely.
That's incredible.
Minimizes damage to healthy tissue.
So it's more effective and less invasive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And with fewer side effects for the patient.
That's incredible. What else? What other areas are being impacted?
Medical imaging. AI can actually be trained to spot those tiny abnormalities in X-rays, MRIs, CT scans.
Wow, like an extra set of eyes.
Yes, and because it can process information so much faster than humans, it speeds everything up. So patients are getting the care they need faster.
That's amazing. Is there any concern that AI will replace medical physicists altogether?
I think that's a valid concern.
Right.
But most experts think it'll actually augment what we do.
So it's more about collaboration.
Yes, exactly.
Than competition. Because medical physicists, we have that deep understanding of physics and medicine, which is essential for interpreting all that data that AI is giving us, making sure it's used safely and ethically.
Humans and machines working together.
That's the future.
That's really cool. Okay, before we move on, you mentioned something earlier that I want to emphasize. This field is about pushing boundaries, finding new solutions.
Absolutely.
Always learning.
Always learning.
So it's not a job for someone who just wants to do the same thing every day.
No, you have to be passionate. You have to be curious.
And you have to want to make a difference.
Exactly.
And that needs to come across in the interview.
Yes. Let them see your enthusiasm.
Yes. Your passion.
Your dedication.
Absolutely. And remember, RoleCatcher's there.
Right.
To help you every step of the way.
Okay. So we've talked about how to answer the questions. But what about what to wear to a medical physics interview?
Oh, that's important. First impressions matter.
They do, they do.
So while the dress code might be different depending on where you are, it's always better to be overdressed.
So no jeans and a t-shirt.
Probably not a good idea, even if you are a scientific genius.
Even if you are?
Yeah.
Okay, so for most medical physics interviews, business professional is the way to go.
Yes, I would say so.
Okay, for anyone who doesn't know, what does that actually mean?
For men, a well-tailored suit.
Okay.
Navy, gray, black, those are always safe bets.
Classic colors.
Yeah. A crisp dress shirt, conservative tie, polished shoes.
Of it.
Ladies, a pantsuit or a skirt suit.
Okay.
Similar colors.
What about accessories?
Keep it simple. A nice watch, maybe some subtle jewelry.
Right.
A professional bag.
Okay.
And make sure your shoes are comfortable.
That's a good point.
You never know. You might get a tour of the facility.
Comfort is key. Any other tips on appearance?
Pay attention to the details. Make sure your hair is neat.
Okay.
Your nails are clean. Any fragrances are subtle.
It's about that polished image, showing respect.
Exactly. You want to look and feel your best.
Yeah.
Because confidence is your best accessory.
Confidence is key.
Walk in there feeling prepared, ready to showcase your passion for this amazing field.
And RoleCatcher can give you that extra boost of confidence.
Absolutely.
By tailoring those answers.
For sure.
Okay, now let's talk about networking. It's so important in a field like this.
It is. It's crucial, especially in such a specialized field.
Yeah, but it can be a little intimidating.
It can be, but it doesn't have to be.
Right.
It's just about building relationships.
Right.
With people who share your interests.
So how do you even begin networking in medical physics?
Conferences and workshops are a fantastic way to start.
Okay, like that AAPM meeting we talked about.
Exactly. You've got medical physicists from all over.
Right.
So it's a great opportunity to connect.
So let's say you're at the conference, you want to network.
Okay.
What are your tips for actually, striking up a conversation?
Come prepared. Have a little introduction ready.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to approach people. Ask them about their work, their research.
Even if you don't know them.
Yes, even if you don't know them, most people are happy to talk about what they do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
And don't forget to exchange business cards.
Oh, right. Business cards. Very important.
Or connect on LinkedIn.
Keep in touch.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Good tips.
Yeah.
What other networking things would you recommend?
Join those professional organizations.
Okay.
Like the AAPM.
Right.
They often have local chapters, so you can meet people in your area.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And don't underestimate online networking.
Right. LinkedIn.
Yes. LinkedIn is so valuable for this.
Yeah.
Build your online presence. Connect with people.
Okay, so conferences, professional organizations, LinkedIn.
It's all about putting yourself out there.
It is. It is.
And remember, it's a two-way street.
Oh, right.
Be willing to share your own experiences, offer advice, make those connections.
It's about building that community, really.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
Acing the interview, navigating the whole job search process.
It's a lot.
It is. It is. But there's one crucial thing we haven't mentioned yet.
Okay, what's that?
Celebrate your accomplishments along the way.
Oh, that's so important.
It's easy to get caught up in everything.
It is.
But you have to take the time to acknowledge your hard work.
You deserve it.
Celebrate those small victories.
Yes.
Whether it's passing an exam or acing an interview.
Or getting that dream job.
Or getting that dream job.
Absolutely.
Because it's a challenging path.
It is.
But it's also incredibly rewarding.
It is. It's an amazing field.
And before we go, thank you to our AI sidekick.
Yes, thank you.
RoleCatcher.
RoleCatcher, you've been amazing.
For giving us all these insights.
You've really helped us unravel all the complexities.
Of this whole process.
Of medical physics interviews, yes.
You're the AI companion that everyone needs.
Everyone needs a RoleCatcher.
And to our listener, best of luck on your journey.
You've got this.
We're confident that with your passion, dedication, and a little help from RoleCatcher,
yes,
you will achieve your goals.
Make a difference in the world.
In the world of medical physics.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. It's essential.
So if someone's in high school right now, load up on those math and science classes.
Absolutely. A solid foundation is key.
Okay, what about college? What should you major in if you want to do this?
Physics is a great place to start.
Makes sense.
It gives you that fundamental understanding, the laws of the universe.
Right.
Pretty important when you're dealing with radiation.
Right, yeah.
But physics isn't the only path.
Okay, what else?
Biomedical engineering could be a good option.
Okay.
Or even nuclear engineering.
Oh, interesting.
But if you go that route, make sure you're taking plenty of physics courses.
So it always comes back to physics.
It does. It's the foundation.
Okay, we touched on this earlier, but research experience seems really important.
Absolutely. It's not just about checking a box on your resume. It's about immersing yourself in the field.
Right, getting that hands-on experience.
Exactly.
So how do you even find those opportunities?
Don't be afraid to reach out to professors directly.
Wow.
Find ones whose research you're interested in.
Right.
Most professors love to talk about their work.
Right.
And they're usually happy to mentor students who are, enthusiastic.
Yeah, that makes sense. What about internships?
Internships are great. Volunteer positions, too.
Okay.
In a medical physics lab or even a hospital department.
So you can see what it's really like.
Exactly. Get that real-world experience.
Okay, so you've graduated, you've got your bachelor's, you've got some research experience.
What's next?
What's next? Grad school.
Grad school.
Okay.
It's essential if you want to be certified.
Okay.
You'll need a master's or a doctorate.
Okay, so you're applying to programs. What are you looking for?
First and foremost, accreditation.
Okay.
Make sure the program is accredited by CAMP-PEP.
And that stands for?
The Commission on Accreditation of Medical Physics Education Programs.
Of course. Of course. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's accredited. What else?
Look at the faculty. Are they, leaders in the field? What kind of research are they doing?
Right.
Does it interest you? Check out the clinical affiliations.
Okay.
Do they have connections to good hospitals?
Right.
And definitely ask about job placement rates.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
You want a program that's going to help you launch your career.
It's about finding the right fit.
Yes, exactly.
For you.
It's not a one-size-fits-all.
Can RoleCatcher help with this stage at all?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, good.
RoleCatcher can tell you all about different careers in medical physics.
Wow, okay.
The job duties, the qualifications, even salary ranges.
So it's like having a career counselor in your pocket.
Exactly.
Okay, so you're in a program, you're on your way.
Mm-hmm.
Any advice for making the most of it?
Don't just coast through. Get involved.
Okay.
Go to those networking events.
Right.
Collaborate on research projects. Do your clinical rotations.
Take advantage of the opportunities.
Yes. Those are the experiences that will shape your career.
It's all about learning and growing.
It is, absolutely. And remember, becoming a medical physicist takes dedication.
Yeah.
You need that scientific expertise, those problem-solving skills, and most importantly, that passion for helping people.
It's about using your powers for good.
Exactly.
Okay, before we wrap up, you mentioned self-care earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so important.
It's a demanding field. How do you find that balance?
It's easy to get caught up in it all,
Right.
but you have to prioritize yourself.
Right. You can't pour from an empty cup.
Exactly. Make time for things you enjoy.
Okay.
Spend time with loved ones. Pursue your hobbies. Don't be afraid to disconnect and recharge.
Don't forget about yourself.
Yes, and lean on your support system.
Yeah, those people are important.
They are. Your colleagues, your friends, your family. Yes, mentors. They can offer encouragement, perspective.
It's knowing you're not alone in this.
You are not alone. And if you're struggling, don't hesitate to reach out for professional help.
That's so important.
There's no shame in taking care of your mental health.
Take care of yourself so you can take care of others.
Exactly.
Wow, we've covered so much ground in this deep dive.
We really have.
From acing those interviews to navigating your whole career path.
It's a journey.
It is.
But it's an amazing one.
It is. And remember, RoleCatcher is there every step of the way.
Absolutely.
To help you succeed.
From interview prep to staying up to date on the latest advancements, RoleCatcher has you covered.
RoleCatcher, you're the real MVP.
The ultimate career companion.
To our listeners, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of medical physics.
We hope you feel inspired and empowered to pursue your dreams.
And remember, your passion for science and your dedication to helping others.
Those are the qualities that will make you a truly exceptional medical physicist.
That's a wrap on today's episode. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep making a difference.
See you next time.